This past week, Donald Trump's legal problems in the state of Georgia went from bad to absolutely horrible. First, we had the phone call, right? Where Donald Trump was telling Georgia officials, they needed to do the right thing. And if they did that, basically things would work out great for them. That kind of seems like intent, which, as I've repeatedly said, that's the thing you have to prove in this criminal case. For example, if Donald Trump in the original call, when he said, go find the votes, I've repeatedly said you could take it to mean one of two ways. One, go find the votes, right? You've got tons of ballots in here. You're still counting. Find them. They're in there. Trust me. Or two, go find those votes for me. Yeah. And now with this new phone call, it kind of seems like it's the second one, right? And that would be intent to interfere with the election. So that's number one. On Friday, things got even worse for him as the investigation has now revealed new documents ensnaring even more members of Donald Trump's White House, including his former chief of staff, Mark Meadows. And what happened here was that a staffer from Meadows made some phone calls, of course, and emails to officials in Georgia, the deputy secretary of state, encouraging them to have Raffensperger, do what needed to be done. And then, of course, Mark Meadows goes down to Georgia, has conversations with them about finding these votes. And, of course, it's now been revealed as well that Lindsey Graham was a part of this. So kind of starting to make sense as to why they would bring in the racketeering expert to process this. Because what they're trying to prove is essentially a conspiracy to influence the state of Georgia's election. So yes, that absolutely fits with racketeering, because what they're trying to do is get all of these co-conspirators together so that they can charge them all with the same crime. That's what you do with RICO. That's how racketeering works. You charge one with one crime, you can charge them all with the same thing because it was one big conspiracy. And by God, it is starting to look like one gigantic conspiracy. What really gets me about this whole thing is how stupid these people are. At this point, when they were making these phone calls to Georgia, when they were trying to change the results of the Georgia election, that wouldn't have changed the outcome of the 2020 election. Joe Biden would have still won. So why were they wasting so much time potentially committing felonies to interfere with Georgia's election when they knew it wouldn't change anything? Was it a matter of pride? Are you all willing to go to jail for Donald Trump's pride? Because at this point, it's really looking like that's what you did. Unless, of course, similar phone calls, similar things were playing out in some of these other swing states. Was it happening in Wisconsin? Was it happening in Pennsylvania, Arizona, Nevada? I think we'd have heard something by now if it were, but that would actually make more sense if they were doing it to all the states that could then potentially flip the 2020 election as opposed to just one state that wouldn't have changed the outcome. Either way, whatever the reasoning is, these are a bunch of morons. And as every day passes, we're finding out more and more about this alleged criminal activity that's starting to look a lot less like it's alleged and more like an actual conspiracy.